Hey guys, Nathanius here, coming at you with another StarCraft 2 cast. You're going to have a TVZ today on Whirlwind. Spawning in the bottom left position is going to be our red Zerg player. Coming in for Evil Geniuses is EG.IdrA. And spawning in the top left position as the blue Terran player coming out for Root Gaming, it is Theognis. Already a little bit of banter between our players to start this game off. Of course, this game does come from ROOT.Theognis' replay pack that he recently released on Team Liquid, so you guys should definitely check that out if you want to see any of these games a little bit more hands-on. But this should be a good game. Theognis, one of the rising stars in the North American scene. EG.IdrA, of course, you know him, you love him, or you hate him. Yeah, a little bit of banter here. Of course, these were taken from the ladder. EG.IdrA, not necessarily the most mannered person on ladder games, but hopefully we'll have a good game here. Spawning in vertical positions. If you guys are interested in more of this content, I'm going to be putting out lots of these videos, hopefully every day, from these replay packs that players have been releasing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully we have a good game here. I cast all of these cold, so we'll have to see what happens. EG.IdrA, though, not doing anything unusual. Looks like he's going to be going for a 15 hatchery. On this map, it's so large, a lot of Terran players choosing to go for Command Center first builds, and that's exactly what Theognis is going to do now. If EG.IdrA does scout this in time, he can go for a greedy play such as a double hatchery before spawning pool to the third base, or he can, of course, just get a spawning pool and then go for a fast third either way. And then there's the, of course, metagamey style where you could just go for a fast two-base play, taking advantage of the expectation that your opponent would be playing greedily. So, nothing really definitive in terms of what these players' strategies are going to be just yet. Theognis will now be building his barracks to finish off his wall, leading over towards his natural expansion. So, a bit of a comment on the unit skins, of course. Very interesting to see the new Zergling skins with the speed can be a bit distracting on the field. So, I can't even fight them. They're bigger than me. It's yeah, exactly. The Zerglings are in the heavyweight class when they have the wing upgrades. But EG.IdrA will be going with the fast gas behind the spawning pool, so you may see him go for a really fast Zergling speed, either to deal with potential Reaper play or to go for some aggression off two bases. Now Theognis is going to scout EG.IdrA pretty quickly. He's not going to go to any of the other bases first, so he will get a fast read on what EG.IdrA is doing, and at the same time, EG.IdrA goes up into Theognis' base. He knows exactly what he's doing as well, so he can take advantage of this, try to play very aggressively, or he can try to abuse this and go for a very greedy play. But with the gas continuing to mine, EG.IdrA will hit that 100 mark soon, and Theognis SCV does come in and see everything. He knows exactly what EG.IdRA's up to for the most part. The real question is going to be how much more gas will he mine past 100. He's already continuing to mine. He has enough to start Zergling speed, and there it will begin. So we could see EG.IdrA go for a fast Baneling Nest or possibly a Roach Warren to put on some aggression towards Theognis. Theognis now finished up with his orbital command in the natural expansion. We should see him build a reactor with this barracks very soon to follow up on that factory, so he can move into some Hellium production for scouting as well as taking a bit of map control. Now, EG.IdrA has Zerglings at the center tower. SCV here, they're both just kind of chilling here, and the Zerglings will dance around the SCV a little bit. And he's going to get him now. So EG.IdRA's going to take a third hatchery behind this, though. So even with the speed, he did mine about 200 gas or so from, only about actually 140 gas from that extractor. So EG.IdRA's not going to be going for anything really aggressive. And, well, Zerglings do come into that natural expansion. Now he's going to be able to see, okay, well, you have your expansion. Nothing that he can really make a read off of right now, though. And Theognis is going to start a third command center. He's playing this pretty greedily, placing his first bunker inside the mineral line area of his natural. So he's not going to try to wall off this wide space just yet. He wants to play defensively with his wall to keep out any kind of speedling run by, since EG.IdRA did open up with the fast Zergling speed. So this is more like a Startail lifestyle where you open up with the gas, get your speed very quickly, and then take a third base so that you can go for a really fast economy. But at the same time, EG.IdRA getting this Roach Horn, adding on the gas in his natural expansion. He may not be looking to make too many more drones before he gets on the aggressive front. So Theognis' first two Hellions are out. He can begin to peruse the map with these. Third command center will be done soon. Has the gas in the natural, the second gas in the main, so he may transition now with this stim starting into a double engineering bay play and go for sort of a bio style. And then in Heart of the Swim, we've seen a lot of bio Widowmine play. very, very popular way to play Terran versus Zerg. So it'll be very interesting to see how Theognis wants to take this game. Of course, the Zerglings are positioned on the outside of this natural, so he sees Theognis moving out with these 4 Hellions. He's going to prepare himself accordingly. We have 7 roaches coming out for EG.IdrA. He's basically using this third base like a macro hatchery, so Theognis isn't there yet to scout that there are no drones at the third. Baneling Nest coming in, and this is going to become very difficult for Theognis to hold if EG.IdrA decides to go for a basically a 2-base bust. Like I said, this is nothing more than a macro hatchery being used to produce extra units with the injections from the Queen. So 22 Speedlings coming out for EG.IdrA. He has more roaches on the way. Baneling Nest is complete. He's going to be able to move in and get Banelings outside of Theognis' base, and the way this wall is set up, it's very vulnerable to Banelings and the roaches. He doesn't have any kind of ramp advantage, and Theognis is going to be able to spot some of these units moving across the field. He should have an idea of what's coming. He's adding on barracks right now. His stim is fairly past halfway done, has the double engineering base, only started his +1 armor, not the attack yet, and Banelings are being produced outside of Theognis' natural. This is going to become a very, very difficult position for Theognis to hold. He's going to move all of his SCVs in the natural to defend this bunker and repair it. He might want to lift the depots in front, though, and try to get the Banelings to attack on him. At the same time, he's going to dive with the Hellions in the natural of EG.IdrA, picking away at some drones. Not bad. Gets a couple up kills on these Hellions. He's killed 9 drones so far, but the roaches and Banelings move, and he's going to break through the bunker. And it's fighting very quickly, but another bunker completed for Theognis. The Banelings are all dead, but now he has the bunker in his mineral line, loaded up with 4 SCVs. He needs to lift this command center off, or it will burn down. He does say at the last possible second, the roaches have forced that lift off. He's put Theognis in a very difficult position. These SCVs can't get away, they can't mine. There's not anything on the field that can deal with this many roaches yet for Theognis. EG.IdrA taking a nice supply lead of about 20, so he's feeling very comfortable now a 30 supply lead. He's going to try to move in and engage this bunker. There's only a single Marine here, so that bunker will die very quickly. The SCVs are just going to run away and get up into that name base. The Speedlings are going to be able to run in as well. SCVs trying to block off the escape path, but the Speedlings aren't doing a ton of damage. The command center has been landed. It's still burning, though, and Theognis forces 4 SCVs to fight against these roaches. Stimpak is complete. He has a Marauder and 2 Marines in that bunker, but EG.IdrA will simply choose not to engage that, and now he's moving in towards the main base. He might actually be able to kill this, oh my goodness, this command center is so close to dying. Theognis, is he going to be able to get the SCVs to repair it in time? It's health dwindling so quickly. SCVs are running over the roaches, preventing him from getting under it. Kids are saying it's gonna die, but no, Theognis manages to get over there and save it. Some colorful words for Theognis. Man, that was so close. Dropped under 10 health, and Theognis barely catching that command center to bring it back to life. +1 attack now finally started for Theognis. A bit later than he wanted to. More Speedlings sent up towards the natural to try to deny that command center from being landed. Is he going to go for any kind of follow-up attack, though? He's building 20 more Speedlings. He could make these into Banelings, but with the layer transition and the evolution chamber coming up for EG.IdrA, it's unlikely that he'll spend more of his gas on these. But that Speedling getting a nice run on these units, lifts up in the medevac and boosts back into the main base. Barely manages to raise the supply depot in time, and Theognis still being forced onto 1 base worth of mining. He's going to lose even more SCVs. Just looking at some numbers this game, EG.IdrA has killed 26 SCVs so far this game, now up to 30, so Theognis has taken a lot of damage from this pressure, as well as looking into the late +1 attack. So Theognis will need to get an armory very soon, or he's going to fall behind in upgrades as this game goes on. EG.IdrA has started his upgrades pretty late due to the gas investment into those early roaches and Banelings, but now he has the saturation of drones at that 3rd base. He's recovered from losing the drones at his natural, adding on Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers to defend against possible drop play from Theognis, and now we have the Spire, so EG.IdrA will be looking to go for that Zergling Baneling Mutalisk style, and the command center in the natural denied once again, and EG.IdrA almost feel like he should get Burrow at this point just to further deny this, but Theognis being forced, he really has been having a hard time getting his mining up. Without a wall at this natural, the Speedlings are free to run in and out, but EG.IdrA is running his units back, says it's coming, isn't it? Possibly expecting a drop to come from Theognis, or possibly a really big push. 6 medevac drop, he says. Aren't actually that many medevacs on the field, but he does have 4 medevacs on the way towards EG.IdRA's base. His Overlord will be able to spot them, so now he knows, says, I want you to do it. My games here from EG.IdrA, basically bringing his units back, building those Banelings in anticipation of a big drop. The Zergling's going to try to catch this Bioforce out in the central flex. Theognis will lift off just in time to escape, so he's going to be bringing these medevacs out over towards the natural expansion, but there are 2 Spore Crawlers and the Spine Crawler. Theognis will be forced back, almost losing a medevac there. And the transition is going to be coming up rather nicely. Theognis is now going to be getting his armory together, so he can't start his 2-2 just yet. So the longer he waits for that, the closer IdrA will be able to get to evening out the upgrades, basically. He'll be able to start his +2 attack in about 30 seconds. We have 10 Mutalisks now on the way for our Evil Genius Zerg player. Drops heading over towards the center. Theognis has managed to hold the center tower with his Hellion for quite a while, so not bad play on his part. Keeping map control, keeping map vision, and being able to spot when those Mutalisks move out is going to be very important for him. So, Baneling speed completing for IdrA now. Now Mutalisks are out. We have 4 Mutalisks about to complete as well. A drop's going to hit this 4th base in the bottom area. So Theognis will deny this base from the IdrA. IdrA moving all of his units down towards that bottom area. He's going to try to clean up this Bioforce. The Mutalisks should be able to get those medevacs. They might be able to use their Ignite Afterburners to get away just in the nick of time, though he's going to dodge toward the left side. And now Theognis knows about the Mutalisks. These medevacs are going to get taken down. The Zerglings and Speed Leads will try to catch them. There aren't enough Marines in here to deal with this many Mutalisks because there are Marauders as well. And the Mutalisks will clean all of this up. And at the same time, IdrA looks like he wants to go for a big counter attack. He has a ton of Zerglings, 24 in the making. He already has 76. Quite a large Zergling force. Has the Banelings here as well. He can move in basically whenever he wants. Theognis positioning himself on the top of the ramp to his 3rd base, just now trying to get up at the 15-minute mark. So IdRA's done a great job with the 9 bases, and now with no wall, the Zerglings are just going to run in towards Theognis' natural, trying to bring on the pain. The Banelings moving in. We need to get some connections on these Marines, though. Medevacs will lift up just in the nick of time, but unfortunately, it's not going to actually get rid of all of these units that are giving him a huge amount of trouble. Now the Marines are going to rip away at these Mutalisks, but the natural expansions once again forfeit this game. The SCVs are in a ton of danger. He may be able to bring the Marines down after cleaning up some of these units, but Theognis dropping to 60 supply. The 3rd base getting hit with these units and some Zerglings as well. IdrA will fall back, produce more Zerglings, and he's going to basically completely shut down the 3rd base now as well, saying we're not going to be mining anything else this game. Theognis. Command center does have to get lifted off, and Theognis in a very bad position will lose that command center. And, well, all he has now just a bunch of Marines to fight against this Ling Mutalisk Baneling style. And, well, IdrA is going to choose not to make any Banelings before he goes into the next level of his attack. He's just going to move in and try to get a surround on these Marines. A lot of these Marines in the red is going to be forced to stick again. IdrA running into the main, and there's the GG from Theognis. That was a pretty intense game. I have to say, though, Theognis going for the awkward wall off, it really hurt him, especially having the supply depots lowered, so his SCVs could get a better surface area, but that allowed the Roaches and Banelings to do so much more, and he lost all of the Marines that he had to defend, so it was a valiant effort. IdrA almost got that command center super early on, too, but IdrA made a pretty good build decision in going for that fast 3rd hatchery, and then just using it as a macro hatch to go on for a lot of aggression, so great game there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. I'm going to try to put out new casts every day from these pro player replay packs. And yeah, I appreciate you all for tuning in, and have an absolutely fantastic evening. This is ZvT signing out.